everyone, Tracy here with Paper Closet Designs, and today's video I want to show you how to assemble the round box with the 3D bow. And this is for Christmas. It has it has a Christmas ornament tag that goes with it, so you can hand stamp or write or just put any message right there that you want to, and it is in the shape of a Christmas ornament. You could also leave the label, the inside piece, out and cut this out of some printed paper, you know, with your stripes or whatever, and just have a Christmas ornament hanging on the side of it. So this comes as part of the file. You also have your bow pieces, your lid pieces, and your box pieces. On top of that, you will need one brad, and I use the brads with the long stems. These come from any of your office supply stores, and they're pretty cheap. You'll also want some string or some ribbon if you decide to tie your Christmas ornament onto the top of your lid. So we're going to set that aside. Here is our bow pieces, and I'll show you how to assemble that in just a minute. I'm going to set that aside. Your smaller pieces are the lid, so we'll set that aside, and then your larger pieces are the actual box. So your box has tabs on the bottom, and then it also has your cutout edge or tabbed edge on the side, but there are no perforation marks on here. We don't want to fold this down. So what you're going to do is, the first thing you're going to want to do is just kind of take your thumb and your finger and give this a little bit of a roundness to it. And then I take all of these tabs, and you want to bend them down towards the desk or away from you. Okay, and now we're going to take our tape runner, and we're going to put tape on the outside or the right side of this tab right here. And then we're just going to wrap this around, and you'll know that there's no score line, but those two tabs right there just meet up, and then this top piece goes, I don't know if you can see that on the corner, but right where that tab goes down, it just goes right on that edge. And then the same thing over here, right on that edge next to the tab. We're just going to press that. And get a real good firm. And it should be round. So now what I want to do is I'm actually going to fold all of these tabs down like that, and then you're going to take your pieces, and one of these pieces has a little notch cut out. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not, but there's a little tiny notch. That is your inside piece. You can also layer them, and your smaller piece, that goes on the inside. So I'm going to flip this over. I'm going to take some glue, and I'm going to put glue all the way around that edge. And glue really does work best for this instead of the tape runner, or definitely not a glue stick. Don't do a glue stick. And then we're going to just drop that down in there. And I don't know if you can see it on my camera because I can't see it without putting my head in the way. But you're just going to push that down in there, so that all of those tabs are kind of covered up. And I do have one little lone tab poking out. This is really hard to do because my camera is in front of my face. It's not, this is hard. It's trying to see what I'm doing without putting my head between this and the camera. So we're just going to smooth that in. And if your hand won't fit down in there, you could take a dowel or the edge of a ruler or something to press it in there like that. Okay, once you've got that in there, you're going to flip it over. And don't worry if some of your tabs didn't stick, because what we're going to do is we're now going to take the other piece of your bottom, your other circle. This is the one without the notch in it, and it's just a hair bigger. And I really like to gob on the glue this time. I'd start in the middle, and then do the edge, and then come back around and do the edge again. Now we're going to take this piece and we're going to lay it on there, and you're just going to kind of smooth it out all the way around the bottom of that. And I'm not pushing really firm because I don't want to push through the bottom, but I am pressing it a little bit and making sure all of those tabs stick. And then you can flip it back over and get those ones down on the bottom. So what happens is the tabs are actually sandwiched in between those two pieces, those two circles, and it just gives your bottom it's more firm, so it'll hold a little bit more stuff, and the shape comes together a lot easier than if you're just trying to do the inside or the outside. So that looks pretty good. Okay, we're going to set that aside, and we're going to do the same thing with our lid piece. So I'm going to take all of these, well, first I'm going to kind of round it off, just pulling it a little bit. Then I'm going to turn all these tabs down. I'm going to put some tape on that tab right there on the edge. Roll it over and glue it. The lid's easier than the actual box because it's smaller. Okay, let's lay it down on the table. Again, take your two pieces, and these have holes in them in the center, and that's where you're going to put your bow through. But it's also, the inside one has that little notch. We're going to do the same thing. I'm going to just put some glue along the edge there. Drop it in there. Press it all the way around. So the reason you put the one in the inside first is it kind of holds your shape, so that then when you flip it over, you can put the top piece on and the shape is already there instead of trying to get all the tabs to match up. We have one little tab that didn't stay. Okay, now we're going to do the same thing again. We're going to put glue on all those tabs, and again, I put it kind of in the middle. And then I went back around on the edge, the outer edge. And then just for good measure, I did the inside. That little tab will hold down. Okay, now we want to take this, and the holes are in the center, but you want to make sure that it's lined up, and it is. And we're just going to press this. Get that all the way around. And I'm actually going to let it dry for just a couple of minutes before I try to put it on my box. So I don't want those tabs popping out or the ones on the box. So while that dries, I'm just going to go ahead and add my little, my label to the Christmas ornament tag. Just run the string through it, because I'm not going to tie it yet. I'm just going to run it through. Okay, so now let's get our lid on our box. Make sure it all fits, and it does. It's just perfect. So now we're going to do our bow that goes on the top of the lid. Oh, excuse me, I'm losing my voice. This is your tail piece. It has the X in it. This is your centerpiece. It's the one smaller rectangle. Then you should have 4 larger rectangles. And then 4 larger rectangles are the largest. Okay, all I'm going to do is I'm going to take this, and I'm going to kind of round it off again. And then I'm going to take all of my other pieces and I am actually going to flip them to the back side. It just works a little bit easier. And I do have a tutorial on just this bow. I have a bigger bow. It's a 5-inch bow. And I've done the tutorial on it, but it's actually the same. So now what we're going to do is we're going to take that smaller piece and you're going to put your brad into the bottom hole. And then you're going to flip this over so that the front design shows. And we're going to put the hole or the brad through that hole. Just like that. Okay? Now we're going to take one of our smaller rectangles and we're going to put it on upside down. You're going to put that hole over the brad and then you're going to bring it towards you, twist it, and take it to the back. And that creates one of your loops. And we're going to do that with all 4 of these. So again, back side up, put it on the brad, bring it forward, twist it around, and stick it on the back. Again, I'm going to try and do it on this side so you can see it. I'm taking the hole and putting it on the brad. The back side is facing up. I'm going to bring it towards me, twist it around, and then put that hole back on the brad. We're going to do that one more time. I need to move my hands a little bit. This does take a little bit of practice, but once you've figured it out, it's so easy to do. Okay, backwards again. Bring it towards you, twist it, and put it on that back. Okay, kind of arrange those a little bit the way you want them. And then we're going to do it again with the bigger loops. So upside down, bring it towards you, twist it. And it doesn't matter if you twist it to the right or left, you just want to be consistent in the way that you do it every time. Bring it towards you, twist it to the back, put it on there. Bring it towards you, twist it to the back, whoops. Towards you, twist it to the back. You can see the back that everything is going over the top of that brad and the papers are all the one direction. Now you could, if you wanted to, whoops, let me do this and then I'll tell you what you could do. Twist it towards you, take it to the back, and loop it. What you could do if you wanted to, especially if you had printed paper, was you could do the center with one side of your paper, your 4 inner loops on the back side, and then the 4 outer loops on the front side again. Okay, we're going to kind of shape it a little bit in our hand. Then we're going to add the tails, and the tails just go right on there on the brad. Now, before we open that brad, we're going to actually put it onto our lid. Flip it over and then open up that brad. That's why you want the longer brads, because it's going through a lot of paper. And now, once they're all on there, you can kind of arrange that the way that you want it to. Okay, I have done a bunch of these boxes. I have square boxes, birthday boxes, Christmas boxes, just a bunch of them. But the bows are all pretty much the same way. They're all assembled the same way. And then you put the brad through the hole on the lid. And there's your box. It just slides right on there like that. So there is the round box with the bow. Now I'm going to take my Christmas ornament, my tag, and there's a couple of things that you could do with it, but what I have found is the easiest is after I get it all signed and put together, I just wrap it around that bow, tie a little knot in the back of it, And then we can clip off those ends, and the tag is attached right to the bow. Or you can add it any other way that you would like. So I hope you'll give these boxes a try. They're just fun. They're a great way to put in some little treats or something. I will tell you, on the lids, they're just a little bit loose, and I did that so that depending on the weight of the paper, it's not so tight that the box, the round box, wrinkles up when you try to put that lid on it. So there you go. I hope that you have enjoyed this video. I hope you'll give one of these boxes a try. They're so fun, and they just turn out absolutely beautiful. Thanks for joining me today. Please hit subscribe down below so that you don't miss any of my videos, and have a great day.